Overseeing a website can present a challenge for any college, no matter the size. There's a large amount of unstructured information that needs to be created, updated, and managed, and all this needs to be done with limited staff and resources. We understand your concern about taking on the challenge of a website. This presentation will outline an approach to help you feel more at ease. This approach is known as content governance. It yields a simple yet important benefit to your website users, a better experience when they're searching for information. Their searches are faster, more productive, and yield more accurate, relevant information. It's important for you to make use of available technology. We would advise that your institution invest in a content management system, or CMS. This is software that provides website authoring, collaboration, and administration tools that allow your contributors to create and manage the website content with relative ease. Now let's take a look at content governance, which can be broken down into 4 basic phases: the request phase, the create phase, the manage phase, and the retire phase. In the request phase, it's very important to identify ownership. The metadata, which is sort of the information about the information in your website, will indicate who the content owner is once you have identified them. The content owner will manage the content, and the CMS will also track the content, which can help you find the content easily so that it can be updated as needed. The requester needs to consider the skill sets and time that are required for their web project. This can help weed out requests that simply are not realistic. The requester should also identify gaps in resources and education. For example, if there is a biology professor who is going to try to create the content for the landing page for his department, he may have thought he could do it himself and then realizes he needs 3 additional staff members to help him, and they all need advanced degrees. This would be an example of gaps in resources and education. Success criteria. What is the intended goal of the project, and should the project and its content continue to exist if the goal is no longer being met? A common problem on colleges is that there are different ideas of what is success criteria. For example, the administration may feel that information about departments and courses should be removed and or updated, whereas the faculty might feel very invested about the content that is on the website and is very opposed to that. So again, that points to the importance of identifying content owners from the beginning. The create phase, this is actually begins the production of the content. There are 3 key things to point out here in this section. Assigning security information. This is important because different stakeholders work on different projects. For example, students might be working on something that is very different from what the administration might be working on, and therefore you want to keep the security information very separate for the 2 audiences. Determining access. You want content visible only to the users that it relates to. For example, financial and budget information, you would want access available only to, say, staff and officials at the college because it's very sensitive information. Workflow is also very important. This refers to making sure that content meets certain internal requirements before it is live on the website. And with a college, of course, there are many layers of review, and it's often hard to determine who has the final say. In this example, the administration reviews the content, then it goes to legal, and then it goes through the editorial process. All 3 of these things can be managed with the CMS, which can help you greatly. The manage phase, this focuses on updating the content, specifically around ownership. The most common problem is that the content creator leaves or changes roles. So if the content does not have an owner, you need to connect with a responsible department and reassign the content or delete or archive it if it's no longer needed. So, as we mentioned, the creator leaves or changes his roles, very common problem. Another problem is which stakeholder actually owns it. In a college, you will find there are often overlapping departments and functions, with each feeling that it is responsible for taking charge of updating the content. Again, this goes back to the importance of identifying the content owner. The retire phase involves cutting out content items that are no longer relevant by deleting or archiving them. Any content that did not meet the success criteria from the request phase should be considered for deletion. For example, in our list of the biology course descriptions, are the courses still offered? Are the descriptions still accurate? These types of things would determine, these would be the success criteria, and from this you would determine whether this content should be deleted or archived. We hope that you found this presentation useful in understanding the idea of content governance. We think that by adopting these strategies at your institution, your team can successfully manage the information on your website and address the needs of your multiple stakeholders. In the end, you will ensure an efficient, productive experience for the users of your website, which, after all, is the ultimate goal. Thank you very much.